My ultimate goal is to make sure I reach my full potential in life. There is a woman I plan to be, and I'm not her yet because I'm still learning, growing, making mistakes, but I will keep working until I become exactly who I aspire to be and destined to be. Molweni. Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today, and welcome to our last episode of this season. I cannot express enough how grateful I am to keep showing up for my podcast, because if you are a person who's ever put their mind onto something and really believed in something, you will definitely understand that it is the most hardest thing to do on the planet, even though it is the most natural. Because even though it is really coming from your heart and it is authentic, it is natural, but it is so hard sometimes to be authentically yourself. And don't take me wrong. When I mean this, I mean it's so hard to be authentically yourself sometimes, because what we're accustomed to in this planet that we're living in really is quite the opposite. And so your coping mechanism is always to kind of cocoon yourself or shut yourself down. And there are certain moments where you find yourself, you need to close yourself now, or okay, it's time to wind down and all of that, purely because you are just so tired of just showing who you are, because you are somewhat unacceptable to the masses. I don't know if this is making sense to you, but that's what I've been feeling for quite some time. I've felt as though that it's so tiresome and exhausting to constantly to have to show up and be the best version of yourself. And do you know what I realized with that is, actually, you shouldn't have to feel bad to shut down, or you shouldn't have to feel bad to be tired of being who you really are, or who you authentically are, or you shouldn't have to feel bad or sorry. I feel like it's okay to show that this is a facade of mine where I just don't want to be right now. I don't want to I don't want to feel, I don't want to be myself. I want to be besides myself just for a minute. And I think that should be okay. And as we step into this episode, I welcome you. If you are a new listener, or if you're just passing by, welcome. I hope you stay, and I hope you love what you hear, and I hope it relates, and I hope it brings some sort of healing and some sort of understanding or direction or perception. And if you are a returning listener and you've been with us from the beginning, I cannot express how grateful I am of you. I feel like I take like 2 minutes, a whole 2 minutes, just expressing how grateful I am just to you as a listener. Absolutely appreciated. And I wish I could be able to show up for this podcast every single time, so I can continue to show you how authentic I can be, and also just the real me and what we're really facing as human beings. As we enter this episode, have you ever felt like you have all these great ideas, or you have so many passions and you have these goals and maybe a plan of action, or maybe not, but it is just so hard to start it. Or maybe you've already started something, finally started something that you really, really wanted to do, and now all of a sudden you just don't feel the urge, and you just don't feel the drive to do it anymore, and you're in a slump, and it takes you a long time to get up for it. And that is what we call procrastination. Some people will say procrastination is evil, or that it is the devil's work. Procrastination is the thief of time. And even though that it is true, that is really true to some degree, if you're gonna procrastinate, let me tell you something. Might as well be a pro at it. I mean, if you're gonna procrastinate, you might as well just be a pro at it. Because, okay, let me put you in this perspective. If you feel like you need to procrastinate, or find yourself procrastinating in something, it's your body trying to tell you that it wants to rest. And I know a lot of times people want to fight against procrastination, which is good, but also it is bad. Now hear me out. There is a reason why we procrastinate and why it is the thief of time. You need to understand that your body is the biggest blessing God could give to you, because it tells you literally every single thing it needs. But the thing with us is that we just do not know and want to listen to it. If you're in a slump right now, I'm speaking to someone who's in a slump, who's in a very moody space, who is even depressed, who is going through a lot of anxiety, and that is what is causing you to be in bed, or to not move, or to shut down and procrastinate. Pause. Listen to your body. What does it need? What is your body saying? Is your body telling you that you need to rest it out because you're exhausted? Are you sitting in that one position because you're constantly thinking about the same things and you're spiraling, and that's the reason why you're not moving, because you feel overwhelmed by your own feelings and emotions and thinking? Release yourself from that mental slavery. Come on. Take a step back. This is the world, and you're living in it. You are a spirit. Your spirit is what guides you into this world. You're not running out of time, and your time has not stopped. You are not going to fail. You are not going to give up. Your life is going exactly the way it needs to go. So relax, chill, rest, and listen to your body. It may take a day, it may take a week, it may even take a month. But the main thing, every single time there is something happening in your life or your body is doing something, that is your spirit and God trying to guide you further on how to proceed. If your body needs you to stop and be silent, then stop and be silent. Trust and believe. The more you listen to your spirit or the more you listen to your body, the more you'll be able to hear God in you. And the less you'll be able to hear the world outside you. I need you to take the time, and if you're in a slump right now, or if you're in a mushy place, or you feel like everything's just so overwhelming and you feel like it's just never going to get right. No, babes, you'll be just fine. And this is from a sister to another sister, or a sister to another brother. You are so loved, and you might not even know it. And to whichever higher power you do believe in, understand that your higher power works with your spirit. It's okay. You're gonna be fine. It's okay if you need to just relax, and it's okay if you just not are productive. It's okay. It's okay. You're not here in this world for productivity, are you? Did you go through a whole recruitment stage for God to know, or did God promise you, I don't know, a job or something in return of a salary, and in order to do that, you just need to show how productive you are? No. That's not how things work. You need to understand that you being in your procrastination stage is God trying to open your spiritual realm so that He can be able to store things that nobody can reach. So that once you feel fully whole and you feel like God has filled up your cup and you have gained the knowledge and the wisdom, or whatever it is that God gives you or that you are lacking, trust and believe. No one can be able to take that away from you. And when you are back, babe, you will be 10 times better than who you were. Who here has felt like after some time of procrastination, they have come back stronger, and all of a sudden all these big plans are coming into fruition, or all these things are all of a sudden just bombing and just coming alive, and everything is just working accordingly, and everyone is just participating wherever they should, and everything is just perfect. Everything is just, who has ever felt that after they have procrastinated? All of a sudden you have this blast of energy, this blast of motivation, and you just feel like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. Where was I all this time? Where you were. You were one with God. Whether you know it or not, or whether you agree or not, trust me. Most of the times we tend to be in this, we tend to not even notice or realize godly moments. Why? Because we're human. And we live in this day and age But I'm here and I want to tell you, as a sister once again, or as a friend, a bestie, I am here once again to be the one to say, it's okay. You're doing fine. I am going to tell you a very personal thing. The reason why it has come to this point where I'm talking about procrastination to you, everything that I talk about is definitely everything that I felt or that I've experienced. I have had that same, I was in that era, procrastination era. And I feel as though I have all these plans. Some are in progress. I still don't think I'm doing enough. Even after I've accomplished and I'm living in answered prayers of 2 years ago or 5, I still feel like I am not doing enough. How sad is that? How sad is that as a human being? To think that 2 years ago you prayed about something under the impression that you're gonna be complete, or that it'll make you better, or it'll make you feel better, or it'll heal you to some degree. I'm here now. I've gotten the things that I've prayed for. And yet I still feel like I have not done enough. Now, the crazy thing about that is that, unfortunately, we'll continue to think that way until the day we die, really. Nothing's ever enough for us, is it? We will never do enough. We will never be enough. That's just humankind, I think. And I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to this lady. Her name is Janelle Roberts, if I'm not mistaken. And she suggested that the same thing that I'm telling you, that it is okay to procrastinate, or it is okay to step back or just take some time off. But she was also suggesting that you must have seasonal goals. Now, Janelle and I, what I've noticed is that we're not so different. We're actually quite similar. I set quarterly goals and I try to reach them the best way I can. But she said, and even if it's not, at the end of the day, what she's trying to say is set as small as possible. Set goals that are as small as possible for you to reach or aim to. Because sometimes when you are trying to make a big goal, it just doesn't, you feel like you're overwhelmed and you can't reach far enough to get to it. So rather exercise efficacy. Create small goals. Until it builds up to the big goal that you are trying to get to. And I think that was very profound of her. And so as I mentioned, I've been in my procrastination era. I've been, okay, well, I will continue. I still work and all of that, so I kind of have to get that done. But I was trying to find every single thing outside of me to be the cause of why I feel like I'm in a slump, or why I feel so unmotivated. And I was telling my partner, was saying, you know what? I feel like my work is not motivating me anymore, because we were going through some difficulty at work as well. And I was like, I feel like my my job is not motivating me. And I technically am not a person, I'm trying to skip or transition from a 9-to-5 person to be someone who just gets income seamlessly. Like, I don't want to be that 9 to 5 person or paycheck to paycheck person, These are conversations that I'm having with my partner, and I keep on telling him that, oh my God, and I feel like this is going wrong, and my family this, my friends that, everything is just, you know what? I'm over it. And one thing about my partner is that he has a totally different perception of the world to mine. And he was telling me, I might not be able to quote him, but he was telling me, babe, I absolutely understand that you're feeling these things, but all the things that are happening in your life right now are not the reason why you feel unmotivated. Your job should not be the reason why you feel unmotivated. You should be able to feel yourself by yourself. You cannot let a third party be the reason why you are motivated or driven or, And at the time, I definitely was clogged. Was definitely not thinking that way. He was obviously just showing me the light of it all and the positivity of it all and how you can change your perception and be accountable for the things that are happening in your life so that you can actually understand that there are different dynamics here. And because there are different dynamics, that means that you thoroughly have the control. No one else. Nobody else. And so I've been feeling this way for quite some time. And I then realized that, you know what? Because I have control, let me not procrastinate and waste my procrastination era by trying to find every single thing that is the cause of this. But rather, let me use this stage or place in my life to get closer to God. So now my prayer to God changed. The prayer was no more, Lord, help me be better at work. Help me to be more productive at work. Get us more clients or business and all of that. No. The prayer now to God is, Father, take me to a place where I can fall in love with you a little deeper. And ever since then, I feel, and with God, He will give you so many signs and so many things. I've just, ever since I changed my mind, I think this actually happened. When was it when we were speaking about this? Oh, Papa, I think we were speaking about this on Tuesday. And I think ever since then, that's when I changed my perception and, and I've just been getting a lot of signs, dreams, everything. Now, I'm saying all of this to say, if it is important to you, you will find a way. If it is not, you will find an excuse. Your dreams and your goals are filled with immense potential for greatness. The fuel that drives your actions is the importance you attribute to them. So as you stand at the crossroads of intention and action, envision the life you desire and the goals you aspire to achieve. But remember, you do have the ability to find a way and transform your dreams into realities. So take that first step. The time is now. The time for excuses has definitely passed. I absolutely love you if you're listening to this. And I need you to be more kinder to yourself. Because when people out there are saying that you manifest your life, and when God says your tongue speaks life into you, you need to use it very, very wisely and very, very powerfully. You need to start saying this to yourself. And I'm going to say it to me because I also need it. Everything that I've manifested started from depression and anxiety. And I realized that I'm the one in control. So then that's when I realized that, okay, well, let's speak differently to ourselves. So if you want that job, you've got that job. You need to believe it. And then keep telling yourself that you have it. If you feel like you are fit for that position, say that you are that position. You will play that role. If you want that house, if you want that apartment, if you want that car, and I know these are all materialistic things, but really what God is trying to explain to you is that you are a child of God, and literally the world is your oyster. So you really have nothing to lose. Dust yourself and try not to get that doubt cluster your mind. I want you to say this after me before we close. But I'm going to say it to myself, and obviously you will just fill in the blanks and say this to yourself. Ava is patient. Ava is kind. Ava does not envy. Ava does not boast. Ava is not self-seeking. Ava is not easily angered. Ava keeps no record of wrongs. Ava does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Ava always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Engels. Now, in every geographical time zone you're in, or wherever you are, whatever age you're in, whatever gender you are, or sex, or anything, whatever you are, for God's sake, if you're an animal and can listen to this, I'm kidding. But I'm saying you are loved, and I hope to catch you in our next season. I absolutely appreciate every support that I get from you. Please, if you haven't listened to my previous episodes, it's all about authenticity. And to be honest, I absolutely have enjoyed every stage of this podcast. So go ahead and listen to the other episodes. I'm sure you will find a gem or two, and you'll heal and listen and hopefully learn from the episodes. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, or we are now on iHeart Studios, and yeah, you can follow us on our Instagram page as well, because we just started. It is definitely at TBH with Ava. And thank you so much once again. Bye bye. Love you.